Alrighty, so I did some summons. Obviously, those came out this morning, and it seems like you guys were pretty, you know, I guess accepting of that. But I did get Slater. Slater was the one that I wanted the most, and obviously he's only 1/6, so we're not going to worry too much about using his ultimate, but I do want to showcase him a little bit because I want to see if he's actually worth using. It's an interesting time to use the Bond team at the moment because obviously there's Margarets everywhere, and even then, I mean, I gotta be honest, over the last couple of days I have seen more Gothers, but we're pretty low on CC. I know that that seems like a lot of CC maybe to some of you, but even in Platinum, I end up going up against people who are like at 280, all the way up to like 300k pretty often. So yeah, we're going to be using HP food. Obviously, I don't have, you know, like every single cosmetic maxed out for Twiggo, and he doesn't have UR gear, so that's one of the big factors. He just being a rare character, his stats and stuff like that are, you know, they bog down the team quite a bit, but he's very essential to the team. And then Slater himself, I don't have the weapon yet because I'm not far enough in Hawk's Dreamland yet, but I don't have all of the cosmetics for him possible. Like, I've got a decent amount of outfits just because there's a decent amount of Slater units, but I could get one more of the weapons from the event right here, but I really don't I don't know, like Slater to me is almost more of like a supporty style unit, so I do have an HP defense set on him at the moment. I think I have my Ludociel gear on him, just because it's all like maxed out stuff, but yeah, we're gonna be throwing him in. Obviously he's you know, he's kind of an old character, so I'm not expecting him to survive too much, but hopefully he should be able to maybe, you know, hinder them from being able to, you know, use certain moves and stuff like that, because Slater has a disable card, and he has the card that makes it to where they can only use attack skills, which is pretty solid. So I'm very interested to see how this goes. So I think if his CC is tremendously low, by the way. I don't normally go against people this low. I think we're going to block skill effects on Bond so that way he can't use the buff card, and then we are going to disable Arthur from using his stance, and then we are going to stance ourselves. So let's see how this goes. So pretty cool so far that he actually had 2 stance cards in hand, which is kind of nice. No extra Bond cards, which is a little unfortunate. I can pretty much do the exact same thing next turn, and that should help out quite a bit. I'm not honestly too worried about Sigurd. I honestly don't see people use Sigurd on the Bond team all that much, and I think there's good reason for that. He really like he buffs attack stats, and the Bond team doesn't really use attack stats, like, so I don't know, it makes him be able to do more damage, but the rest of the team doesn't really, like, or Bond himself, who is the most important factor, doesn't really get benefit from it. So let's go ahead and do the same thing that we did the first turn, but instead I think we're just going to throw out one of the Arthur cards. That way we can make sure, actually I think that lasts for, I may have preemptively used that. I think it lasts for 2 turns, so we may have just kind of wasted that one a little bit, but he's brand new. I'll get better at using him hopefully as I go along, and I'm actually getting kind of close-ish to being able to make my first actual holy relic. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna give it to Bond because his honestly seems like the most, you know, his honestly seems like the best, like, choice overall. Just the Bond team in general just gets so much good stuff out of it that I think it would be worth giving it to him at the moment. So yeah, I don't think there's anybody else that I really want to give it to. Let's go ahead and see how this does, actually. I don't know exactly what to expect here because I haven't used the Bond team in a while. Okay, quite a lot of damage. All right, well, he did have very low CC, so I'm not I don't think that was like the average, you know, play there, or like the average amount of damage that I would have done against this team, but I don't know. I don't know if those Slater like attack buffs are even gonna really help me all that much, but the debuffs and stuff like that I get with Slater is honestly pretty impressive. So pretty decent little bit of damage there, and then he forfeits. That's honestly fair. Let's go ahead and hop into the next match. Alrighty, so now we are going up against a Matrona and Margaret team. So this is actually kind of cool. I tried to use this team a little bit last week. And I'm pretty sure I made a video on this team, I think. So let's go for the skill disable into skill disable into a stance card. I'm not really, well, I maybe should have tried to stop Matrona from stancing or taunting at least, but I think it is what it is. I think we'll be okay without it. We've got good bond cards in hand here. I can merge those and get a good amount of like HP stacks on him. All right, I don't think this is a bot either because I had to wait a little bit of time before it loaded into the match. So I'm pretty sure this is a real person. So let's just go for that. And then let's just go ahead and get ultimate. I was thinking about disabling Matrona, but I'm already that close to ultimate, and I'll be able to use the buff card at the beginning of the next turn. So he does not have the buff on, so that was very low damage. So I only have a 1/6 on my bond, but I think that this is still going to be more than enough damage to wipe here. I don't know about the ult itself, but at least the detonate card will do great. Okay, so the ult did pretty good. And then clean this up. All right, so that's that, I guess. I forgot to look at what the CC was like on this team before we started, but attack related stats. He only has attack skills, so it's not going to really affect him too much. It would lower his attack stats, so I guess there's that, but I don't know if that's really worth it. I think let's do it regardless, and then yeah, I guess let's do this. I know he's going to be able to draw his ultimate, and I was really thinking about trying to put up the stance to prevent that, but doesn't really matter. Okay, cool. So that is another match. I'm actually going to look and see what his CC was. Okay, so his CC was 252, so it's still kind of low, but not terrible. Okay, anyway, next match. Alrighty. Okay, we have an OC team here. 287, very decent CC. I'm very interested to see how this goes. He actually has outfits and everything for Lilia, which is kind of cool. I don't know. I don't think I've ever went against a team like this before, especially not with Blue Valenti on it. I can't remember exactly what Blue Valenti does. I'm pretty sure it has something to do with like using buff cards maybe. So I think it hinders me a little bit on Bond. I can't remember though. Okay, so sealing my ultimate gauge so I can't rush ult. That's pretty smart. So I think I should disable her, and let's disable her as well. And then let's just put... I'm not going to worry about a stance just yet. I'm going to use the Arthur attack card and get it out of hand. I've noticed that I'm pretty sure all three of our matches so far have pulled an additional Slater card, so that's kind of funny. Let's see how this goes. Corrosion did a tiny little tick of damage there. Nothing too crazy though. Got more Slater cards in hand. Means I can get his ultimate. I don't think they have an ult removal, but I can't remember, to be honest. I just don't know these characters well enough Okay. That one heals the team. All right, let's go for this since they already have full ultimate gauge. And then I don't think this move actually disables ults, but it might. I can't remember exactly, so this is going to be more or less just kind of like an experiment. Yeah, I already had that on her, so I'm kind of stupid. All right, anyway, we're just gonna pretend that didn't happen. So I now have ult in hand. It does infect, which isn't anything crazy. He's gonna use the ult here, I would imagine, so I'm not gonna be able to take advantage of the ult gauge on the detonate skill, I don't think. So I could block some more skill effects. I probably should have blocked Valenti's skill effects to begin with, but either that or I should have put up a taunt. Okay, that one took off ultimate gauge. Okay, not too much damage there. Like I was expecting it to kill, to be honest. I really need to put up a stance, but with me getting the ultimate here, it's probably going to be more beneficial. Okay, Roxy's down, really close on her, and Valenti is also super close to dead. I'm really wondering what his sub-slot unit is here. Okay, so it's blue? Red Easton. Okay, so he can remove ultimate move gauge here if he pulled one of these, or I think that Lilia had an ultimate remove card. I can't remember, to be honest. I'm pretty sure she did remove an ultimate gauge, but I don't remember how it works exactly. Yeah, it just removes one from everybody. Okay, that's understandable. And then just in case I merged, I guess she got rid of that again. All right, they're gonna heal up a little bit. 22,000 heal, that was impressive. I'm actually very impressed. So I still have Infect on, which is actually helping quite a bit. Let's disable and throw up a stance, so that way hopefully anything single target won't be able to kill Bond. All right, well, never mind. Honestly, I'm kind of surprised at how decent that was. I don't know if that was supposed to counter Bond specifically, or if it was supposed to counter the Margaret team, or what he was going for there, but that was pretty interesting nonetheless, I guess. So all right, next match. Alrighty, so we have a traditional Margaret team here. This is going to be the one that I'm kind of scared of. He's right under my CC, so I'm kind of surprised I beat him. I think... Let's go... I don't really care if he buffs, to be honest. So we're going to disable him from using the buff card. Or I don't care if he uses taunt with Droll. No, I don't care if he upgrades. So we're going to do something like this. So disable her, so that way she can't buff. We're going to make sure he can only use attack skills, so that way he cannot taunt. And then I don't care if he buffs, because if he taunts, and I didn't pull another card, unfortunately, either way, for Slater. But I was going to say, if I do pull another card, I can still try to end up disabling or something on Margaret, which would help. But yeah, so that is going to do nothing. So very cool. A little bit of dissolve, not going to be too big of a problem. That's not going to do nearly as much damage as you want it to, because you didn't get to buff. The dissolve is a little bit of a hindrance, I guess, but we still have decent disable on Droll as well. So let's see what we draw this turn. All right, we've got good detonate cards in hand, depending on how much ultimate gauge, which Gother's probably dead. I think we're in a decent spot here. He attacked, so he got rid of his own ultimate move gauge. I think let's use that to merge those, and then we'll just use both of these cards and see how it does. not sure what to expect here yet. 2 blue units, so type disadvantage on me. Still really good damage, though. All right, so that is a wipe. Very cool. If I didn't have Slater to shut down Margaret and Droll, that wouldn't have been possible. Also, he misplayed tremendously by using the Purify card. Like he used the Cleanse like way too early. He should have whatchamacallit, he should have waited, so that way he could have cleansed after he had the skill disable off of him. And I think we are pretty much good here, kinda, maybe. He's gonna have full ultimate gauge, so we should do a good amount of detonate. I made sure not to put on the I'm pretty sure this was a bot, actually. Is that why? Is that? Never mind. This may have been a bot. I don't remember how fast we loaded it on this one, so I don't know. Misplay a little bit, but still, we ended up shutting down Margaret. Pretty good, to be honest. I don't know how often you're gonna be able to do that if it's an actual player, but yeah. One last match. All right, so we have a Gother, which is pretty interesting, and it's on a Bond team, which is kind of dumb, to be honest. Like, you're not gonna be able to, like, Arthur's not working at all right now because Gother's not a human. So I don't really know what you were going for here. I think let's disable skill effects. Let's make sure he can't use taunts, and then let's disable skill effects on him as well, so that way he basically can't do anything, I guess. So no taunt. Boom, boom. I actually like his moves quite a bit. I'm really looking forward to getting his sword, to be honest. I honestly think it's not the worst thing in the world. Like, he's kind of squishy. You can kill him pretty easily, I think, if you actually focused him. But I think that kind of works out to your advantage, because if you're going to be using the Bond team and you end up getting his Holy Relic, which would honestly help out the team tremendously, then, you know, him dying quickly isn't going to be too much of a problem. Like, at that point, like, if you have the Relic, they're going to either have to target Bond and he's going to be able to survive and, you know, you're going to get to use him, or, you know, whatever the case may be. So I don't necessarily know that it's, like, the best thing that you could do, but he's not bad by any means. I think we're going to use the level 1 here. I wanted to make sure to disable so that way he couldn't put the thingy up. I maybe should have used the level 2 card because I forgot that Gother seals level 2s. So that might be an issue for us. Alright, we got another one of these, which is really good. We might be able to kill Gother with it. Probably. Okay, using that on Arthur, and then using it on Slater. Removes an ultimate gauge this time, right? No? Okay. So, I guess I might win here? I'm not really sure. Let's go for this. So now he won't be able to buff either way. This kills Arthur, and I don't know if this kills Bond or not, though. Maybe? Very close. If I would have used even the, I think even the Arthur attack card would have killed there. So now he can use his detonate skill to do decent damage because I have full ultimate gauge on Bond and pretty close to it on Slater. But without his HP buff, yeah, he's kind of just in a bad place here. Kind of a lame win screen for Slater there, but honestly, not bad. Like I said, if you have the relic or you're going for the relic on Bond, I don't think that Slater's going to be a bad bad unit to have for it, to be honest, because, you know, even if he does end up dying, you're going to get the 15% additional HP for Bond because of the relic, and that's going to help out a ton. And I don't know, honestly, like, if you already have the Twiggo Holy Relic, maybe it might be worth it more to use him in the front, but even then, I think you could still probably run Slater up front. If he dies, Twiggo comes down and taunts for 2 turns and just becomes like an absolute tank. You know, I think there's a lot of potential. I think they're really catering to the Bond team at the moment as far as, like, you know, any human works for it pretty much. So there's a lot of options, and there's gonna be a lot of options in the future as well, because all it takes is them having the human, you know, race tag, and you can literally just throw them on the Bond team and see if it works. Not really sure how the KOF units are gonna fare on the team just yet, so maybe they'll end up being a little bit better than Slater. But overall impressions, I don't hate him. Like, I think he's pretty good. I already like Slater quite a bit, and I think he's a pretty good utility character for the team. I don't know that I would necessarily want to make UR gear for him, because I don't know, he's pretty much just like a PvP only unit, and for me that's not really worth it. But his other, like the the SR Red Slater is actually pretty good for a lot of PvE events, because they have the disable and stuff as well. So I could potentially just use the new SSR Slater for that kind of stuff. I'm not going to be able to use his passive, because the passive for him only works in PvP, but altogether a very useful unit, because you can disable skill effects, you can shut down everything except for attack skills with the other card, and I mean, I don't know, pretty solid. I didn't really see anybody get to attack him, so I don't think we really saw his passive in action there, but I didn't lose a single game, so there was that. There was definitely like a bot or two in there, and some of the CCs were kind of questionable, especially the OC team. The OC team actually beat me in CC, so that wasn't the questionable part, but just the OC team in general was kind of just like, all right, I'm not really sure if this was a good matchup or not, because it's not very meta, so the odds of you actually going against that are low. But I don't know, still interesting to see it for sure. But that's pretty much it for me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know if you guys are going to be summoning on you know, Slater, or if you do have him, if you're actually enjoying using him on the Bond team, or if there's any other team that you would like to see him used on, because I mean, I do have quite a lot of characters. Whether or not they're powered up or not is questionable, but I know that there was some teams where they were using like toxic teams, where it was like him and Amelia and some other characters to like completely shut down people. Don't know how interested I would be in that, because I always feel bad using those teams. But yeah, that's it from me. So thank you guys so much for watching. Feel free to subscribe for more content in the future, and I'll see you guys in the next video.